to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video on how to make some crackers. Keto crackers with just, technically it's 2 ingredients, but you add seasonings to however you want them to taste. And they don't have a ton of fat because they're not made with butter like some of the keto crackers. This is just 1 egg, 2 cups of almond flour, and then whatever seasonings you want to add into it. And I just realized I'm out of parchment paper. So we're going to make sure we spray my pan really well and see how that works out today. So let's make some crackers. Okay, so I got this little sifter thing from the Dollar Tree. I figured it works, right? I've got a little bit of almond flour left in this container. I'm going to try to use the rest of that. And I can use this container for something else because I got a bunch of these jars at Dollar General. They were on clearance one day for like $1.50, and I just used my vinyl cutter to make some labels. They wouldn't stick around because I made them too wide, so I just stuck them on the lid. I was like, whatever. So we're going to take our 2 cups of almond flour and we're going to put that in here. I'm messy. Okay, there's 1 cup. If it doesn't go all the way through, I'm at least mashing it enough to get the big chunks out of it. So that helps a little bit. Because sometimes the almond flour is not the fine almond flour. So yeah, I got all the big chunks mashed out of that cup. And then we're going to do 1 more. Do you guys like the smell of almond flour? I think it smells good. It smells good. Alright. There are the 2 cups of almond flour. And this is when you want to put all your dry stuff in together, which obviously that's what you're supposed to do. It said a ½ teaspoon of salt. I'm going to put probably a little over a teaspoon of the new salt in there because it's half and half. I'm going to put some garlic powder in mine. I am not measuring. I don't measure much when I'm doing stuff like this. Some black pepper. And some onion powder. Some of this stuff gets a little funky sitting above the stove. So I figured these would be good with some seasonings in it like that. You can put whatever kind of seasonings or herbs in there that you want, however you want them to be flavored. You can even use like a ranch packet, some ranch seasoning. You can use something spicy, pepper flakes, pepper seasoning. If you want them spicy crackers, if you want them to be more sweet, you might want to maybe add a little bit of powdered erythritol or something in there. But you can pretty much do whatever you want with these. They're going to be very easily modified to however you want it to be. So I think I've got my seasonings mixed in there pretty good. I'm going to put my egg in here. And we'll mix it up. It's going to be a thick dough, so it might take a minute to get it all together. Kind of when I was looking at the video of how it was made, I'll link it below. I always link where I get my recipes from below, unless it's something I've made myself. I'll link it below where I got it from. But the video, I mean, it looks like, it's like, okay, 1 egg, that doesn't look like enough, but it ends up looking kind of like fathead dough. You would think you might need more than 1 egg, but I'm thinking I can use these because I take tuna salad and chicken salad to work all the time, and I usually eat like pork rinds with them. I'm thinking I can bring them with that if I want. And I can actually eat that on a cracker. So that would be a nice change. Honestly, can't say I've had a cracker since I've been on keto for the last 9 months, so yeah. I'm gonna get this mixed up, guys, and then we'll take the next step. And I also have my oven preheated to 350. Also want to tell you a couple things while I'm still mixing up this dough here. I just went and sprayed my pan with this ghee oil, butter tasting ghee oil that I got from, where was it? Home Goods. It's for $2. And this is good for high heat cooking, so you can use it on anything. So it's supposed to make 6 servings, and a serving is supposed to be 5 crackers. All right, so at this point, it's basically at the point where I kind of have to just mash it all together with my hands. And I've sprayed this pan. I hate that I forgot to write down that I needed parchment paper. Parchment paper is life, guys. And I should have took my ring off. So this is all mixed together well. It smells good. Since I do not have parchment paper, I don't know how this is going to turn out. You guys, you know how it goes with me. You get live cooking fun. All right, so you're supposed to roll it out with between 2 pieces of parchment paper. So we're gonna see how that's gonna go. And you're gonna want to make these as thin as you possibly can. I do wish I had my parchment paper, but it is what it is. So it's not going to be perfectly square. What you're going to have to do is roll it out as best you can, as thin as you can, and then cut these into like rectangles, kind of like Captain's wafers or the crackers you get with the salads. Good thing is it's not really sticking to my rolling pin, but they have to be thinner, so. I'm gonna get this rolled out, and then I'll show you the next step when I start cutting them. Okay, so this looks so great, doesn't it? All right, so technically when you're using the 2 pieces of parchment paper, you're supposed to peel them off of the parchment paper after you cut them out, and then put them on the sheet with another piece of parchment paper. But since I don't have any parchment paper, I'm going to cut them the way they are. I don't care what they look like. I don't care if they're not perfect. This is supposed to make 30 crackers. Unless you make it really thin, there's no way. And it's probably going to be one of those things where they're probably going to break. But I'm going to try to separate them a little bit before I put it in the oven. And I'm going to try to smush these edges where it seems like it's kind of loose. Kind of smush the edges in a little bit so it doesn't kind of fall apart there. And then you're supposed to actually take a fork and poke holes in them. I lied. She did give a measurement. I just found it. It said 1/16 of an inch thick. So mine are twice as thick as what they're supposed to be. So, and then you put them in the oven for 8 to 12 minutes. Mine, see that? That's not going to work, y'all. What I may need to do, since it is actually separating, I might take some of these extra pieces that aren't a full cracker and try to put them together into a cracker. I mean, if you wanted to, once you actually have it rolled out, you could possibly use like cookie cutter if you want them to have certain shapes. Like if you're making them for kids, you can use like animal shapes, or if it's holiday season, you can use Christmas shapes. You can even probably make these, like I was talking about making a sweet version. You can maybe put cinnamon in them and put a little bit of erythritol in there. And then afterwards, maybe like some granulated erythritol you could use for the tops. I actually was going to try to put a little bit more salt on top. I don't really have any coarse salt to put on top, but I might sprinkle some more of my other salt on there. So, well, these actually are coming apart okay. So I'm going to attempt it with some of these. But I'll show you what it looks like before I put them in the oven, and then we'll see what they look like when they come out. But it's probably going to take at least the 12 minutes since I did not make them as thin as they were supposed to be done. Okay, so I've got these as good as they're going to get. It helps if you have one of these like butter spreaders type of spatula knives to kind of get up under them when you're trying to peel them up. So I basically took the little bit that I had left that was kind of not really much of a cracker, and I mashed it all together into a ball, and then I just flattened it out, stuck the fork in it. I mean, these are, I don't know how they're gonna turn out, guys. I have never made crackers. Let's see how they go. These are twice as thick as what they're supposed to be, so it took twice as long, because she said 8 to 12. It took 24 minutes to cook them. So they're like cracker texture now. So I will see what they taste like here in a little bit. I might actually put some or have some with my soup that I'm making, so we'll see. Don't look too bad. I'm gonna taste one. I'm just gonna take one of the little pieces that was kind of smaller and see what it tastes like. It's kind of hard. I may have overcooked them, because they didn't really change color, so it's kind of hard to tell. As much as I thought they would have flavor, they don't really have flavor. I'm almost thinking I might try a different one. I can taste the seasoning in it now. I definitely think they would be better if they were thinner. Because right now they're almost like chewy-ish. Not chewy, but they're crunchy, but not like a flaky, crisp cracker crunch. They're hard to explain. I honestly don't think I would make them again, because they're not fantastic. But I might try eating some like with my soup tonight. See what that tastes like. So this is what they turned out like. And they don't look bad at all. They look good. I think if I hadn't have put the seasoning in there, they would really taste like nothing. Like cardboard. I mean, they don't taste bad. Let me try one that's like thinner. The thinner one's way better. I think they need more salt. But I just had that thinner one. Let's see how thick these are. Look where it's thin right here. Where they're supposed to be a 1/16 of an inch, and I did them like half, quarter inch, whatever. I think they would definitely be better if they were thinner. But they're not bad. But it's not something I would make again. But that's the way it goes when you try something new. You never know what it's going to taste like. A lot of people, every time I look for a new recipe, I don't like the recipe below. I always look at the comments to see what everybody thinks. If they're like, oh, it's horrible, everybody says it's horrible, I'm not going to try it. But if it's one that everybody's like, oh, these are great, I love these, blah, 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 you know, you got to try these, they're awesome. Okay, then I'll give them a shot. And everybody pretty much had good reviews on this, except they said the same thing about, you know, next time they'd make them thinner, and they took longer to cook. But yeah, it is what it is, y'all. I just wanted to say one more thing about those crackers. It's one of those things that in the video, they're not eating them plain. They're putting stuff on them, like some kind of dip or whatever. So it's one of those things, if you wanted to eat them with peanut butter or jelly or, you know, any kind of stuff you want to dip it in, I'm sure they taste a lot better that way, but definitely make them thinner if you try them out. But it's definitely worth the shot since they're so easy to make with just a little almond flour and an egg. So I might try a different style of cracker. There is one that Tennessee Keto Mama has made that's butter crackers, and I think those are pretty easy as well. But I tried this because I'm trying to stay away from all that higher fat, since I do higher protein keto. So let me know what you think if you guys try them. See you next time. Bye.